All right, welcome everyone. We are live from Carl's house.
Can you hear us? We're going to turn our volume up a little bit. We've got a couple of cameras set up out on the back patio, and we're going to be doing some new meditation protocol to try and contact through other dimensions or UFOs or whatever's out there that we can reach. And this is a new system that has been developed by Museum of Tarot Scapes. So it's kind of an enhanced version of what everybody else has already heard of. There's other methods out there, and honestly, they just don't work, or there's problems with them. And we've been developing all this for over a year, and we've been working on it up over at Mount Wilson Ranch and other places for the last few days, even at an ancient cave. We just did it the other day. So what we're going to do is go outside under the stars. We've got a clear night tonight, and we're going to be hooking up Chris to basically a God helmet, a mind-to-mind headset developed by Brent Stone from Museum of Tarot over here. And we're going to hook him up, and it's going to sync our brainwaves up and hook mine and Chris's meditation together to enhance this contact modality. And then we're going to put headsets on and try to make contact in the most advanced system ever used, combining ancient meditations, combine two people at once, plus modern technology that has been repurposed and rebuilt from old technology that was used by a lot of secret organizations. And so then we're going to do something that's never been done before, and we're actually going to do a meditation live with an EEG scanner, a brainwave scanner hooked up to my head while we do the meditation, and you're going to get to watch live exactly which parts of my brain activate, so you can see if I'm seeing things with my eyes closed or which parts of my brain are going, and Brent's going to describe that the whole time, while Chris Bartel, former security guard from Skinwalker Ranch, is helping meditate and syncing up with me to get more results. So this has never been done before. We're all together up here, so yeah. So why don't we just go outside? The three of us are all going to start getting set up, and then when we're ready, you can come on out and we'll do it. Okay, so let us know if you guys have any questions. And here's what's really cool about this. We need your help at home. So if you share this out, if anybody that you know does things like CE5 or Gateway or is interested in trying to go and see UFOs, you can do this meditation with us from home, like an interactive thing live. So while we're meditating, think about your intention and helping us. Think about like helping us get a sighting. We've got night vision set up outside. So if we see anything, Lehto's going to try and get it on camera.
Carl, can I add one thing?
Yeah, man.
If anybody would like help with their meditation, go to my go to my YouTube, Museum of Tarot's YouTube, and I have a free meditation up there that matches up with what we're doing, called Tarot Scapes Volume 1. Just listen along and visualize with us, and you'll be right along with us.
So go to Tarot Scapes Volume 1 on YouTube, and right when we start the meditation, you can listen for yourself, put some headphones in one ear, and you'll be able to hear kind of pretty similar to what we're doing right here and join us. So yeah, so you can participate. The collective consciousness of everybody involved in this together, we can all quantum entangle like an antenna and try to deliver a message of contact and catch it live on camera with you guys tonight. Right?
Yes.
All right.
Super pumped.
I love seeing everybody here. My whole crowd over on Carl the Crusher. Thanks, guys. All right, we going outside?
All right.
Go outside? Okay, here we go.
All right, they're getting set up. Let me see. I can bring up. That's the outdoor area. What's up, Akasha, Chris, Renee Cruz, Shelley Montgomery, Wolfstein, the Cocktail Oasis, Kyle Crawford. Fighter pilots are always short. I know, right? It sucks. It helps for flying on airline.
Good. There's
Chris. Let's do this.
I'm gonna turn
our volume down. Let me know if you get an echo going later.
Yeah, it's okay for now.
Okay, I'm gonna turn our
volume a little bit. Let me know if it gets bad, and I'll come fix it.
Okay. Yeah, we got some crazy feedback earlier. You know, it's all live, man. This has been such a sweet week. You know, Carl the Crutcher, he's such a leader and a motivator. So he's like, you got to come out here. He's going out to Mount Wilson. He's made all these this documentary that's been quite popular, and all this interesting stuff, and it was so awesome. The week up there that we spent, basically 4 days, was just action packed. And so now we're back at Carl's house. He's so welcoming. He's letting us all stay there. We went through Zion National Park today. It was awesome.
I'm just putting my
headphones in right now, so I'm not going to be able to hear you at all. I'm going to have the meditation going right into my ears. And that's going to be fully immersive for us.
Okay, cool. So I'll go ahead and swap over, man, and let's go out there. We can come back in here after, but go ahead and close this. I'll see you guys outside. Thanks for being here, everybody. 373 people. It's Friday night. Hope you guys like it.
Turn on now.
Lehto, when you come out here, Brent explains what these lines do, how they look.
All right, let's do it.
How's it look? Oh, look. Looks good.
Nothing yet. It's cold out here.
They got colder.
It got cold.
They got colder.
We also have a spirit box that we can do at some point, an EMF reader, and a thermal camera if we want to try that later. Do you need me to take them out for a second?
All right, what's up, guys? So I'm just walking out here. This is the backyard. Basically, Zion National Park's right over there. It's this amazing mesa. Really, it looks like you're in Wile E. Coyote. Roadrunner's going to come running around. So here we go. We also have a night vision. This is Carl's night vision device he's got set up. I'll play around with that in a little bit when they're doing their meditation.
Just turn it on and let them look through it real quick.
Yeah, let's look through it. You can hit mute on that screen.
And then turn the... I'll come to that. It's okay. It's okay. Dude, you get my headphones going. And you got this.
Let's see if I can get this. Come on, baby.
Can you hear this coming?
Can't hear anything yet.
Can you guys see it?
Oh, there, now I can. Yeah. Let's see.
Can you go better this way?
Yeah. Now I can, yeah. Yeah.
You hear the ocean waves?
That's perfect.
I can hear it.
You should be able to hear
Okay, so that's night vision goggles right there.
Let's get you both sitting down. Okay. We'll start this up and then we'll start the headset.
All right.
Okay,
I got my headphones in.
so let's flip it around.
Okay. When you're ready, guys?
All right, guys. So let's talk it through a little bit, just before you hit play. So
Love you, dude.
these guys they had an amazing experience up in the cave. It was really cool, and so that was a bonding experience right there. If you guys weren't bonded before that experience,
I love you guys.
but
I can't
here,
hear anything. These are noise canceling, but you guys are awesome. Thanks for being here, everybody.
400 people. So Carl's a Jedi, man. He goes all for it. So you basically have this.
Explain what this is doing, what kind of frequency this is doing, and how it works, Brett.
So these headsets are called mind-to-mind headsets. They go off a premise created by Dr. Michael Persinger, the late Dr. Michael Persinger of Laurentian University. What he was able to accomplish in a lab is connecting up two people's minds, separate from one another, as far as across the Atlantic Ocean. And he was able to test one person's mind by shining a light in their eyes. And he picked it up on brain scans of the other, effectively creating synthetic telepathy. That's what these headsets do. It's called excess correlation. And they're the bleeding edge of neuroscience and psychic research.
What he means is it's like Professor X's Cerebro.
There you go.
We're going to put it on and launch into the astral plane right now by enhancing our brain waves and synchronizing the hemispheres of our brain like a freaking Jedi. And it works. Surprise! We're going to do it right now.
That's it.
Okay. So while they're doing the headset and they're
combining their consciousness. They're acting like one combined antenna and getting rid of all the noise that goes. And you have two people meditate.
Have you?
One person could meditate and think of something different than the first, and you want to get rid of that. So we have a shared meditation, an audio and a visual input that goes along with my voice, leading them through the meditation and the headsets, and we should be able to combine their consciousness. They'll be looking and thinking and trying to achieve exactly the same thing at exactly the same time, and we'll see how this works.
I'm excited.
All right.
So what's up, guys? Smash the like button, guys.
Okay, the
Share it,
meditation
subscribe
itself, if you're going to do it at home, now's when you want to pull that up.
Yep.
Okay.
Get ready, and then we'll give you like 30 seconds, and we'll hit play here and get started, right?
So it's basically at Tarot Scapes 1.
Yep, Tarot Scapes Theta Thunderstorm is on the Museum of Tarot YouTubes right now, and just listen along with the 1.5 hour audio.
Yeah, but this is only going to be 6. How long is this meditation?
This meditation is only 12 minutes. We can do it a few times in a row, see what gets results. But the actual meditation is only 12 minutes long.
Okay,
and
cool.
After we do it the first couple of times, we might be able to just take our headphones out and just stay in sync and in the zone and not need the video.
The effect of these headsets lasts for up to 48 hours, so they'll still be in sync even after we take them off.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll start it going, and then we'll chat here and look at the EEG. So really cool is we have the EEG over here. I'll show you.
It will also, so go explain how the EEG works, Brent.
Okay, let's do that.
And exactly what we're looking
All right,
for.
Chris. So we have an EEG headset. That's an emotive epoch, and it's an EEG headset, goes over your head. And what we did when we were at the cave in Mount Wilson is we had Carl and Chris combine their consciousness with the headset to perform a meditation. Chris had very vivid experiences and memories of his time at Skinwalker Ranch, which Carl actually told us about. He saw them as Chris was experiencing them, like his life flashing before his eyes. Carl actually picked up on that and described Chris out on patrol with 2 dogs from Skinwalker Ranch. So they effectively combined their memories at that time. And we captured that with an EEG. We had the EEG headset on Carl when he went into other meditations, and we were able to see Carl interacting with
It's this device, right?
yeah, interacting with the ghost shaman of the ranch. There's folklore around the ranch that there's a ghost shaman that lives on premises, and Carl was able to meditate and get in sync with that. And we actually picked up visuals while Carl was wearing the headset that indicated he was actually seeing and hearing and interacting with something, even while he was in a deep meditative state.
Yeah. So can you bring that?
Are we doing the infrasound here?
I'm gonna hook it up in a minute.
Oh, right on.
Okay. Yeah, excellent. Let's hook it up.
So are we doing infrasound first?
We're doing it alongside.
Alongside of this? Okay, cool. So maybe really quick, I'll explain the infrasound. While we're in this deep meditation, playing the video along with you guys at home, Brent is going to be using a very highly sensitive piece of equipment that senses changes in air pressure so fine that you can even detect like meteorites coming in the atmosphere and stuff like that. So the idea is with this device, this infrasound device, I don't know if you can see the label or not.
Yeah.
It can sense theta waves and Schumann resonance. So like he's going to get a baseline of what my backyard is like and what this patio is like.
Yeah.
And what the energy waves are like in frequencies in this area. And then when we get into this meditative state, he's going to be able to capture if our brain waves actually affect reality, if consciousness changes the theta waves and the Schumann resonance of the back porch itself, or if anything comes closer, starts hovering overhead or anything like that. This will also detect anomalies in that sense, so we can see into the beyond what you normally can't. Plus we have night vision set up if we actually see something visually as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys who are just stepping in, okay, we have 2 cameras going effectively. We have the meditation going on, and they're using what's called a God helmet. So we actually had the mind to mind, right?
Access correlation system available only at museumoftarot.com.
Okay, so what it is, it's Yeah, I've heard a lot about CE5. I've been asked by my community. So I'm Chris Lehto. We're actually simulcasting on Carl the Crusher's channel as well. So I saw some people ask, but Chris Lehto, I'm here visiting Carl the Crusher at Mount Wilson Ranch. We spent a week up there, and basically, also along with is Chris Bartel and Brent Stone from Museum of Tarot. And basically, he has some very interesting technology that they've been using. You kind of combine Carl's Jedi mind trick, right? He's done all these pathways, which will be the gateway method. There's basically these contact methods similar to CE5, popularized by Stephen Greer. And this is another method they have effectively worked out called Tarot Scapes, where you use meditation and you use this also technology, which can help basically interesting stuff which comes from technology from the God helmet, right? This is not the God helmet, but the same patents, and that's what Brent has had. So he has very interesting technology available at his Museum of Tarot.
So we're going to put the sensor right here on the middle of the table so you can see it catching any changes, and then Chris Lehto from Lehto Files, he'll be able to come back out from the office when we're in a deep meditative state, and they'll be able to actually see the theta waves or what sort of electromagnetic waves are happening as it happens out here on the patio. And then we'll do the EEG brain scan, and that's going to blow your guys' minds. So please stay tuned for that. I'm telling you, nobody's ever done this before. It's so cool. You can see the exact parts of my brain activate. So like, you'll be able to see if I'm seeing things even when my eyes are closed, and it's really cool. So you got to check it out.
Yeah, so right now they're setting up infrasound, right? So this is basically sound that is less than 20 hertz.
Correct.
So it's picking up sound that we can't hear normally. But what they've postulated and seen is that there's what's called a Schumann resonance, which is at around the 7 megahertz, right? It's
7.8 hertz.
7.8 hertz.
7.8
yes.
Hertz, correct. Yep, there you go. And the Schumann resonance is essentially the brainwave of the Earth. It's the cavity resonance between the surface of the Earth and the ionosphere. And when the human mind commingles with that, gets into the same state as 7.8 hertz, it can connect up with the consciousness of the Earth and pick up non-local information.
Awesome. And so this can pick up those frequencies through this. So basically we went through Mount Wilson Ranch and did a bunch of infrasound readings. It's quite interesting. So, well, they're setting it up right now, right? And yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. We have 469 people now, 469. It's a good number. So let's see here. So we have...
Click it back twice and you should be able to see our view.
Okay. All right, so that's night vision you have looking right out here. You should see the plaza.
The mesa.
The mesa.
Yeah.
Is there a plaza on the mesa? All right, you'll see the mesa up there. And night vision, I've told this to a lot of people, is not the same as optical vision, right? You can't just take what you think you know about the cameras and then say that you see something and that's definitely a UAP. I do get a lot of things saying it's it's basically a satellite, you can tell. But that being said, you can also see a lot of things. If I see any 90-degree turns or something like that, that would be something, one of the 5 observables. So I see a satellite now, or an airplane. Let's see. All right, hold on. We're getting some good stuff going on over here. So what's going on?
Be in the state.
We're ready to go, right? Are we ready to go?
Should be good.
Okay. All right. We're just firing up the infrasounds. Chris and I power fisting our Jedi minds together. Yeah. I know it might look like we're not taking it seriously, but honestly, like having the positivity and the good intentions is really like a big part of it. Like feeling really upbeat, having that like excitement is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the point is you want to put out positive, peaceful vibes, right? We're here to.
We're going to send a signal out into beyond space time, you know, and we want that to be a good signal that comes back.
Because you can say what you want, right? But you weren't in there in the cave, right? You're not out here putting these things on your head and trying to contact stuff and going on live TV, right? That takes a certain.
Like, to be honest, sometimes when I'm alone at this point of stuff, I'm like actually like listening to my favorite music and even sometimes like dancing, and then I go into it because that's the energy that like fires me out of a cannon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's certainly
this,
passion.
Like sitting down and trying to and go inside of a box, I think is the wrong way to go. Yeah, having a good time is a big part of it. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, you got a super chat for Carl. Thanks.
Right on.
Yeah.
Super chat. See, that
Awesome.
makes me feel good. Thank you.
Okay, I got this to work. Let's see. And then not.
Is it going?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so there's night vision.
Stars. That might be a little tricky, but yeah, just turn it off and carry it in your pocket. That might work.
Cool.
That's cool.
Huh.
All right, we're ready when you are, Chris. I guess we got to reboot that. Are you ready?
Okay, I saw an airplane there. Okay, so they're starting the meditation.
Ready? You ready, Chris?
I don't know, like
Lehto, you ready?
that's definitely, it's blinking. It does look like an orb.
You have an
But
orb already?
But it has a flashing light. It has a flashing light.
What is it?
It's surely it's an air. It must be an airplane, but yeah. Okay.
It looks like a solid orange light.
It does. But now it's flashing.
Oh, it's a plane.
Yeah. It's like they had an air.
Okay, let's do the real thing now.
Okay. All right, here we go, everybody. So if you're just stepping in again, we've got our infrasound detector here on the table. They're hooked up to the mind-to-mind. It's gonna bond you guys. And what are you thinking about? What are you focusing on this time?
Basically, we're going to be reaching out like a beacon with positivity out into the universe and even through all space-time, like time is non-linear, and putting a beacon right where we're sitting on the back patio and what we're doing and being welcoming and inviting anyone throughout all eternity that has the ability to come and say hello and wants to be on camera with us to show up and maybe appear, and we'll see. And that could be maybe something paranormal. Maybe we'll experience a bunch of glitches or the live stream will crash. I have no idea. Or we might capture something in the sky. We might even just have some kind of a crazy psychic experience. But you can join us at home as we do this and join the meditation. So go to that Tarot Scapes and get ready to join us if you want, and follow along. We're going to start recording now, and then Lehto and Brent are going to go back in the main office so that we can have a pure quiet signal out here while we meditate, because if you talk out here, the infrasound is going to pick all that up. So we're ready.
All right, let's do it.
All right, guys. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, I think I got it. Go. All right, guys, we'll come back. I think we lost Brent. We can come over here, man. All right. So how long do you think is this going to take, the protocol?
The protocol, the actual meditation takes about 12 minutes, and it can be repeated over and over again if need be, but they should be within their working state within 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, and then so what is this technology based on? You mentioned it before,
Yes.
but just for everybody.
Okay. Dr. Persinger brought in some of the best psychics, remote viewers in the world. He was quasi-government black projects at that time.
They found that people like Ingo Swann, really high-level, world-class remote viewers, when they were put into a certain state, they would be much more accurate. They also found something that happens in the brain that's not just a normal brainwave. There's actually a frequency in the brain that travels from the front to the back over the top, called the binding frequency, the 40 hertz binding frequency. And if that binding frequency can be stopped, can be interrupted somehow with a magnetic field, just like the mind-to-mind, it opens up the right hemisphere and allows for psychic perception to come through. We're constantly bombarded by psychic perception, but we block them out. Opening up the right hemisphere allows that to come through as an impulse, and it makes pretty much everything much more accurate.
And you said it was magnetic, right? So
Yes,
basically
correct.
there's a magnetic field that's being produced and it's spinning at a
Correct.
certain hertz.
Correct. So the magnetic field actually comes from behind the head, spins around the head in a counterclockwise. And by doing so, it interrupts that binding frequency to the right hemisphere, but goes along with it to the left hemisphere, so it doesn't interrupt it on the left. But on the right, basically shuts it off. And again, it allows those impulses to come through that we normally block out.
I see. And so we were able to see on the EEG, right, that there was parts of his brain that were lighting up on the right side.
Correct.
So what is the right side? What does that matter if the right side of your brain lights up?
Now, the right hemisphere and the right hippocampus and amygdala specifically are highly correlated with psychic impulses. Whenever you get a flash of clairvoyance or something, or precognition, deja vu, you pick up the phone and you know who's calling before you even know who's calling. That usually comes through as activity in the right hemisphere, in the right hippocampus. So when we saw Carl's brain light up on that side, about the size of a golf ball, it meant he was getting impulses that were non-physical and non-local. And then the really interesting thing happened. Want to speak to that?
What when he saw
Yeah.
basically a vision? Yeah.
So Carl had his activity over his right hemisphere, and his brain and it was in theta. And then all of a sudden he would start lighting up on his the other areas of his brain that are associated with sensory input, vision and sound. And they correlated with the times when Carl was in his vision talking to or seeing or interacting with the ghost shaman that he was interacting with. And you could see it plain as day on the EEG. And Carl was actually interacting with something in a very real sense, at least in his brain. It was very real.
All right, excellent. Yeah, so basically doing this because of CE5, right? I get asked a lot on why, can we do a CE5 event? Can we do a contact event? And I think this is what a lot of people are doing, is going out there, opening up, looking outside, at least looking up. So if you're looking outside and you're looking up, you're going to see things that are interesting. You're going to learn something about the universe. Even this, you're going to learn something about yourself or how brains work through this whole process. So yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Hope you're having a good time. Let's go see how Carl is doing with Chris. Let's go check it out. Okay, excellent. All right, guys. Like I said, you can get out there and do stuff on your own, or you can just complain on Twitter. We'll step over here in a little bit, see how they're doing. I think that's Mars. Hope everybody's having a good Friday night. This is Chris Lehto. I'm here at Carl the Crusher's house. We crashed his house. Here with Brent Stone. He's got all these cool devices. You can see Carl there. He's on his back porch here in Utah. It's cold outside, man. It's cold. Let me click this again. I have his MVGs. Carl has night vision goggles. Let me try and get this. So if you guys are at your house, you know, you can do a C5 event with us. We'll just continue at another maybe 20, 30 minutes. Not going to be a super long show, but happy to be here Friday night. These are night vision goggles, psionics. So far I've seen a satellite and I've seen 2 airplanes. We have 564 people. People. It's interesting, right? Yeah. You got to share online, man. It's tough sharing online. But people want information. This is data, right? So what do we have so far from infrasound?
A lot of coherence. Good talk.
Cool.
Okay, so what we noticed when we were at the cave in that Mount Wilson Ranch and doing testing is we would take a baseline of infrasound of the Schumann resonance. We'd measure it. And then we'd measure as people were meditating, as Carl or Chris were meditating. And what we saw is an increase in the intensity of the Schumann frequency at those times, as if their consciousness was interacting with the actual mind of the earth around them in that location.
So what you're saying is here you saw higher levels of infrasound at those frequencies.
Correct. So the Mount Wilson Ranch also it's very rich in the Schumann frequency. So 7.8 hertz, 14 and 21, the octaves of the Schumann frequency. But we also saw that when Carl and Chris were meditating, even those enhanced. They got quite a bit more amplitude and strength.
So what's the hypothesis that this meditation can somehow produce an infrasound frequency at that lower resonance?
Well, if you think about it, the infrasound frequency is it's the frequency of the consciousness around us. The 7.8 hertz. Dr. Persinger had a theory that human consciousness itself makes up a portion of the geomagnetic atmosphere of the Earth. Carl and Chris interacting with that maybe in a very real sense amplifying the consciousness of the Earth in that location. And I don't have a great explanation for it, but that is what we witnessed.
All right, excellent. So what's next? What's up next?
What's next? We're going to see Carl's just getting into the second part of the meditation where they're doing a visual and they're visualizing the Earth and showing them a picture of the Earth and at various stages, the whole Earth, and then getting smaller and smaller and smaller, focusing down and locating directly to Carl's home. And basically what they just got into is that portion that's about 10 minutes long. And we're going to go out there, ask them what they saw, ask them what they feel after they come out of that, and take a look at the results for the infrasound as well.
All right, cool.
Sound good?
Yeah.
And let's see if we've got some more.
All right, let's see if we got anything.
Get those UAPs.
All right, cool. How you guys doing out there tonight? Gun. Let's see. 562 people. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for your support. Let's go. They're almost done with their Schumann resonance, and then at the end they'll do the EEG reading. That's the cool part. Let's see if we can see anything. No.
Shooting star?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it was directly in front of you.
Did anyone see a shooting star? It was directly in front of me.
It was 30 degrees up.
It was, of course, right where I was pointing.
Roughly, yeah.
Maybe I got it on. No, I'm doing it. It's not so easy filming like this. Let's see if I can read. Do we have anybody from Australia? Let's see, we've got a few more minutes here, guys, and then you'll see the EEG readouts. Let's see, who do we have here? Renee Cruz, thanks for being here. Did you see a shooting star? I thought it was. You did see one? That's what I'm talking about. See, you don't see any shooting stars unless you go outside and look. You gotta stand out here in the cold. Jesus, Alpha Zero. I agree. New Zealand, Australia. That's what I'm talking about. In the UK, hey James. Wisconsin. I bet it's cold up there. Talk softer. All right, thanks. It's Australia. I'll definitely talk softer. I think we got Mars over here. Let me turn it back on. I think that's Mars. Texas. There you go. Washington, D.C. Australia. So we went to Area 51 yesterday. We were at Area 51. The Alien Ling had a burger. It was quite good, actually. Except I said I want the vegan, and he understood bacon. I ate it anyway. Dollar reduce. Oregon, there we go. Texas has a lot of border, that's for sure. Florida, how's it going? Houston, Texas, I'll be going there tomorrow, or Monday, sorry. Illinois. Mexico City, cool. They are using these special helmets if you're just stepping in right now. Carl the Crusher is there with Chris Bartel. Chris Bartel was on Skinwalker Ranch. He was a security guard and special forces security guard basically on Skinwalker Ranch for 6 years. So he was out there doing really a lot of the just walking around. Hi, England. It's cold out here. So they're finishing up. We'll probably got another hook up to EEG later. This is Carl's psionics night vision I'm using right here. I haven't used night vision in a while, and you can see Carl on the porch there with Chris. He's got that mind-to-mind helmet. They finished it. All right. Let's see how it's going.
We want to look at the, have Brent look at the infrasound results. That might be interesting.
All right, we'll check out infrasound.
We're going to sit here with the helmets on, or with the headsets on.
Yeah, let's see these things actually. Let's get up a little bit so you can see. There's the helmet.
Hit the mind-to-mind headset. This is what the box looks like.
And it plays like a Tarot Scape, right? Didn't you say there was a sound?
The audio meditation came through the phone with the headphones in. We just finished the first round all the way through. We want to check the, see if there's any theta waves.
Sure.
On the, infrasound.
How do y'all feel?
All right.
Good. That was awesome.
I think positive.
Chris and I are going to kind of stay in the mode though. That's good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think these C5 events, we've asked people, why not? You're talking about people getting together, doing positive, thinking positive energy, positive vibes. Is that, so what are you seeing here, Brent?
So let's take a look. Yeah, so what we see is a rise. Let's see, right about it.
It's really hard
8, yeah.
You got to talk really loud.
Sure. So what we see is a large spike of 8 hertz, and let's see, we've got our 14.5 and then 21. This didn't exist when I was measuring it before they started meditating. What you see is a big increase in the infrasound that's within the psychoactive range. And you're also seeing, it's at a mean of 7.60, but it's in a very tight band between 7 and 8 hertz, where normally it goes up and above. It's very erratic. When these guys are meditating, it tightens down to that range, almost as if they're focusing it in this area. And beforehand it was all over the place.
Okay, why don't we go chat over here?
What is that?
It is.
Yeah.
Is that a helicopter?
It is very good.
Okay, we have a helicopter here. What do you guys? Can you guys see it? I can't see it on the little screen. I mean, it's not very loud even. Or is that an aircraft? Can you guys tell? I'll have Brent explain that in a second. Sounds like an aircraft to me. Yeah, I think it's an aircraft.
So let's do this on camera. So check this out. So this is what it looks like before we started meditating.
Yeah.
He's gonna pull it up right here.
So it's erratic.
So this is before meditating.
Yeah, it's just an erratic spike, and it would continue that. If we measured for 5 minutes, it would just be a bunch of erratic spikes all over the range. But then we move into when they started meditating.
After they started meditating.
After they started,
So
it becomes much more tight and coherent.
So that's frequency band?
Yep.
What is that?
7.468 is the medium there.
So you're saying that that's the Schumann resonance, and so they can somehow affect that.
I believe that's actually
Affect
focusing.
the sound in
So
this area
somehow
with their
when we-
brains.
When we go into the meditation, into the deep, well, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I mean,
So this is intensity again.
7.97.
We have to explain this. It's this infrasound detection device.
Yep. So what we have is 0 hertz to 10 hertz, and what you're seeing is that there's a massive amount of activity here in the theta range, in the altered state of consciousness range. 7.97 is really close. It was tighter to 7.8 hertz at the ranch. Here at Carl's house, this didn't exist before we started measuring them there. So it's like they're getting into synchrony with the Earth's magnetic field here, the Schumann resonance here, and amplifying it somehow.
Yeah, because this is infrasound. Infrasound. So it's picking up your frequency. Humans can hear about here, which is 20 hertz.
Yep.
And then this reads down. So this is 10 hertz, 1 hertz.
Yep, correct.
So it's basically like picking up sound. And he said before, this is intensity. So how black it is the intensity of it.
Right here, where it's very, very dark, you've got low alpha and high theta is the most active range right now, and it's just,
okay.
Yep.
But again, like, you're not a seismologist, right? I mean, you have this equipment, you know it detects infrasound, and you think it's interesting to go and do stuff. To get out there and basically take your own measurements.
Well, I have a master's degree in neuroscience. We've correlated that infrasound alters consciousness for about 100 years, ever since Vladimir Gavreau in Russia discovered that there are adverse effects to it. It's been studied. It's very well understood in geophysics, and this just correlates with that data.
So basically, we're getting results that when we start to meditate, the atmosphere of reality around us on the patio shifts from just like a normal static up to a Schumann resonance or a theta range, which is the psychoactive range. So we're actually picking up our consciousness and detecting it on the computer, and you're seeing it outside of our body just by focusing our minds. So it's an indication that we are actually transmitting some kind of an energy outside of our consciousness into the universe or the atmosphere around us, maybe even across space-time. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if true, right? Because really, if you can actually prove it with evidence, I mean,
because we're going to take it one step further tonight on this live stream with the EEG, and you're actually going to see my brain waves as I'm meditating. So you'll see my occipital lobe fire, you'll see my hippocampus light up, you'll see them be able to talk, but my hearing centers of my brain won't activate because I'm really not in my body. I'm like non-local. My consciousness is aware of something entirely different. So you'll be able to see that live on camera. Hopefully I can stay in the zone with all this going on. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so do we want to do another one really quick?
Why don't we do one more? Why don't we do the EEG thing? I mean,
Let's go ahead and do the EEG.
Yeah, can we go to the finale?
That's awesome. So you keep your mind on, and then I'll keep meditating. You keep meditating.
Let's get you set up.
If you want to hit play again, go.
Yeah,
I'll do
Okay.
it again. That'd be dope. I'm gonna keep doing it.
All right, cool guys. I'll just roll over here, give them time to set up. Again, yeah, I came down with Carl. He's basically called all of us together and got us up.
Come see how he puts this on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going back for it.
So here we are, the team. So they're gonna put on this helmet out here. It's cold. Say it's 40s.
Can you see my head? Okay.
You can see Professor Xavier here.
It's literally going to be like little probes on top of my head, just like brain, reading my brain, and you're going to see a three-dimensional rotating image of my brain on the screen. And then as I'm experiencing different things, you'll be able to see that brain activity as it happens.
Yeah, this is going to take me a minute to set up.
So it has all these little components. It's like a little, just like fingers that go out, like suction cups on the top of my head, kind of little wet probes out in this cold winter air. I could put this cold water on my head.
But it works through hair, right? So it does work through hair.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, your consciousness isn't even, it doesn't have to like come through your skull like static electricity and touch you. It's like a field. It's like a waveform, right? That's why like we were doing the double slit experiment up at Mount Wilson Ranch, right? So it's a waveform. So it's like the energy just goes out from the plasma form of your consciousness, like an energy. So it doesn't really have to go up and touch the sensor.
Oh.
Yeah, it's cool.
You got hey to Bruno from Brazil.
What's up, Brazil?
Or-
We got some super chats too. Thank you. If you have any other specific questions or anything, let us know. Now's a good time because I'm going to be going who knows where in a minute. So what should my intention, I'm going to still keep trying to do the same thing and have something appear, right? But either which way.
Try to connect up with Chris.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'll sync in with Chris.
Chris is trying to pull something in from
Oh yeah, he's doing, so Chris is repeating what we just did, the reverse remote viewing method. I'm going to put my hat back on until he's ready because my head's out cold.
Yeah, my hands are freezing doing this.
Awesome.
What else do we have from Brazil? I saw that.
We also have the thermal imager. If you want to see if you can see anything in the sky with that, it's in that black box right there on the table.
Yeah, I see it.
Press and hold the power button.
The idea is basically to show this methodology, which is this contact event methodology. That's why kind of the point of this whole thing to get out, do something cool, do a live stream, show everybody.
Here we go. We're putting this on right now too. This is what this
There it
looks
is.
like.
This thing's crazy.
See how it has all these wet, like little probes. There's basically 8 in the front, or like 4 in the front, 4 in the back. So 8 on each side, and then it goes over the back.
It looks like Professor
Goes
X, man.
over the- It's like the same thing, dude.
Yeah. Just...
You're gonna have to help me put it on because I can't ever see myself do it.
Now you'll be able to control people's minds.
Right.
No,
I
can
don't
you?
even know if I have it on right. What?
I don't think you can. But
That I can control people's minds. That's what they were trying to do with the original invention of this.
that was the original invention.
Is it on right? Does it look good? Okay.
Oh, it's not on.
Oh, it's not on right.
Okay, a second. I need to go. This is-
So come check this out. Now you're gonna see like what he's setting up here in the software.
Oh, there's contacts. Okay, just a moment.
Just technical difficulties here.
He's just making sure the little points are in the right spot over my brain.
Make sure the contact is tight with Carl's skull.
So now this isn't actually doing anything to my meditation. This is just actually seeing what my meditation is doing. If that makes sense. What's happening inside my skull.
You see.
where my thoughts are happening, which parts of the brain.
There you go. It's at
There it is.
100%.
Yeah, that one spot on this one spot on
Yeah,
the
try to
left.
wiggle that, Carl.
So you can
No,
see
just there you go. Don't touch it. Don't leave it alone.
Bing.
Can I
100%.
put this hat on?
No.
Shit.
Yep.
No hats. We're at 50 minutes.
It's your live stream,
575 people. Utah. What part of Utah? We're right outside the gates of Zion Park.
We're just south of Zion National Park, about an hour west of the Grand Canyon, hour east, about 2 hours east of Area 51.
Okay. Carl, I'm going to need you to stop moving.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Tape you down, man. Okay.
So we'll roll this out, guys, and then we're 100% of entertaining. Can't be scared of the woo. You'll see their brain, you'll see his brain activity right now, and we'll be able to see if he is in fact able to use the methods he's learned, meditate. And really, I'm curious to see if we can see the right side of his brain actually light up. Hey, Denver.
I'll stay local for now, so you can see the difference from when I'm here and when I'm not.
When you're here and when you're not?
Yeah.
Okay. He can do basically meditation. There's basically practice meditation for the last almost 2 years now. Carl's been doing practice meditations along with this methodologies, he would experience to become somewhat of some like a meditation kind of Jedi, at least focusing on it a lot. I think that a lot of people told me to practice meditating, and I have actually. So what you're seeing here.
Well, let me configure it before you start filming it. Thank you.
I'm looking at my own inside of my brain. So you see, as I talk and I think about all of you at home, you can see me think about you. Hi, everyone. I'm thinking of you. If you think about me, your mind does this too. So, like, I'm meditating. And I'm thinking of all of you. Is there a difference?
Carl,
It's too low.
stop talking and just meditate.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we starting now?
Yes, we have been started, Carl.
Okay,
I'm thinking of all of
All
you.
right, here we go.
Fucking Christ.
It's live TV, everybody.
Nobody gave me a countdown. Okay, here we go.
You're now meditating.
Okay. Let's run down the gain on this switch now. There we go.
That's beta.
He's working on it, yeah. He's got a long way to come. He's excited. That's why he's got beta frequency. Theta. Okay. In there. There it goes.
Which half is the right side? Okay. That's the right side.
See the medulla oblongata down here at the bottom in the limbic system, hippocampus, and amygdala in here. And he's starting to meditate now. You're seeing a lot of alpha activity over the right hemisphere. But he's calming down. There it is. There it is. He's getting there.
Can we show it? It's beta, right? Cool. Glad you guys like it. I'm looking up. I am actually. It's 6 o'clock. Thanks for being here, everybody. It's 590 people. Thanks, Jason.
There it is. There it is.
Some more now. All right. How much longer is that?
He's starting to meditate right now and get impulses, so he's saying something.
There's something.
He's getting yeah. He'll start to get activity here, and then it'll let the rest. But he's relaxing right now.
Okay, what am I moving? Okay. Let's go. Okay, so should we be looking up?
Sure, probably a good idea.
Yeah, the point was to actually call in UAPs. You're right, everybody. We need you guys actually looking up as well. If you can see here. The point is to have 24-hour cameras. It looks like there is an airplane. Did you guys see the shooting star earlier? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. What's up? What do you got, man?
That's a conventional. Yeah, that's it. I'm not sure. About 15 degrees up. It's just moving directly away from me, so it looked like it was standing still for a minute.
Okay, so they should be calling people in, right? This is when we should be seeing UFOs. Is this what we do, guys? You're the CE5 experts out there. They're meditating. Here we go. We're here in southern Utah. It's Southgate of Zion National Park. We have meditators on the porch. Looking upside. If anything, we're looking up at the sky. And now he should be in good theta waves. Let's go see how Carl's doing. Thanks for being here, everybody. 590 people. That's more than before. It's a record. Here we go. For new people just showing up, we have Carl the Crusher. He's in a Xavier helmet. Smash that like button, guys. 596 people, almost 600. That's theta frequency there, so he's in theta state, right?
Yeah, he's not totally focused though. He's not as focused as he was in the cave.
I think the cave was more.
Yeah, very much more conducive. Chris is coming out right now. Chris is... Ah. There it is.
So you can tell.
Yeah, there we go. There it is. There it is.
Huh.
There's his okay.
That's it right there.
He's hearing something.
Is there something behind me?
He's seeing something right now.
We call all of them, I guess, the happiest ones, the nice ones.
Okay, so there we go.
So what are you seeing here?
Okay, Carl's getting an impulse. He's got it coming over the right hemisphere, and he was hearing something and saying something. So we see what we'll see what he reports when he comes out. But he's lighting up as if he's watching something.
So basically his senses that would detect hearing and sight are lighting up in his brain.
Correct. There it is. Okay.
So it's having some sort of meditative vision. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's got an impulse coming in on the right.
And the helmets link them together, right? Isn't it something about?
Yeah, so Carl was trying to pick up on what Chris is bringing in. As I understand.
Is a Sasquatch right behind us?
No, just a vase. Just a flower pot. It's a big flower pot.
He's definitely not hearing the cars of the people. Actually, it is quiet.
That's good. Yeah, he's there right now.
Last time he didn't hear us actually at all when we were in.
You'll notice he doesn't actually have any activity over his temporal lobe, so he's not hearing anything. He's in. Look at that face. He's interacting with something. See, he's moving around Chris is sighing right now like he's having an experience. And Carl is picking up on something right now at the same time in conjunction. Carl's slightly moving his head around. Involuntary jerking, and he's got a lot of activity as if he's picking up. Yeah, Carl's lit up. Look at that.
What's up, guys? So they're almost finishing up here. We'll be finishing up shortly. But you can see they're basically full meditation. I'm trying to whisper as much as possible, but it's intense out there, man. It's cold. it's kind of wind noise here as well, but it's out here in the Utah. But you can see that with the EEG. Basically, it has the frontal lobe. So what Brent is saying in that his auditory cortex, basically part of his brain that detects sound, it's not lighting up, so he wasn't hearing us essentially. Let's go see. Final thing, he's seeing something.
He's interacting with something right now.
Yeah, so Brent's saying he's interacting with something right now. So you guys at home, we did this last time, is you can remote view. So why don't you try and remote view? I think it's a fun exercise. If you can, kind of guess if you see what they're actually interacting with. Last time they said the same things, and I don't think they're lying. Last time they had similar experiences. So could it be possible? Could you affect through meditation, through technological help? Could you affect the area around you? Could you interact with someone else's conscious thinking? Is there a remote viewing? I mean, remote viewing has been practiced by the CIA. What's the effect? Can you access it? Can you detect it? So,
Yeah, Chris. Everybody at home, if you notice you're watching Carl, Carl's head will have involuntary movements, and at that time it looks like he's interacting with something while he's out there. That's when his mind lights up on the EEG, and you'll be able to tell just by his little movements. But he's still deep right now. So, and Carl and Chris, they tend to coordinate their movements. Chris comes out, he has a sigh. Carl's brain will light up as if he's picking up on it. So it's interesting just to notice it yourselves.
and you deal with this a lot in meditation.
Yeah. This is well known.
So what do you guys think? CE5. Is he interacting with something near the moon? We don't know. Let's go look one more time out here, see if we see anything.
Okay, good call.
What's up, Chris? Are you back? Oh, okay. Oh, look at that.
Look at the activity, and look at the look on Carl's face.
Sorry, there's 600 people in your face. Welcome back, dude. Were you out?
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm cool.
I mean, just to get on live TV and do a hardcore meditation, man, guys, that's pretty intense. Look at that. You can see the rain, so now it's coming off.
Thanks, Iceman.
It comes off and you can see it go right away. Look at that. It's so cool. Interesting. Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, you guys, that was awesome. Should we go back in the
Dude,
office?
super cold. Yeah, why don't you guys go in and I think it's in there. You can just turn it on whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we'll go back in there and try to warm up.
Yeah, go in the office and turn it on, and I'll mute this so we don't get some crazy back end stuff, dude. Congrats. How's it feel, Chris, man? You're hardcore, man. Did you ever think you'd be meditating live on YouTube? Did you ever think that?
I felt like I was back at the ranch, honestly. Like, that's why I put my mindset back in that mindset.
Like hardcore. Okay, let's go get warm, guys. Go inside. All right, guys, we'll just go in there. That was intense, man. It's like I said, you saw it out here. Reading the EEGs, you can see his brain activity real time. And then as soon as he takes off the actual device, then all the readings go away. I mean, so cool. And then when he's in deep, you could tell the actual theta brain waves he was in. So intense stuff out here. We're out here, and it's a beautiful night here in Utah. We'll see. That was the event there. They're just setting up inside, and then we'll do a final debrief here. Thanks everybody for coming. No, usually just super jet lagged actually. Although shrooms are legal, I think, in Nevada. I'm in Utah though. All right, guys, we'll go inside. Thanks for being here, man. It's super fun. I'm learning a ton from Carl. All right. Yep, we're here. So we're all ready. Hopefully the sound's good. Everybody can hear us. Man, that was intense. So, Brent, welcome back. Chris, come in, man, while he's getting ready.
Yeah, Chris did all the work here.
Yeah.
I just felt like it's weird.
There he is.
Welcome back. Come on in, Carl. What's up, man? That was intense.
All right.
The random live stream on Friday nights.
That was
Thanks for
awesome.
doing this,
Yeah, I
man.
kind of actually threw it
Yeah.
together after the results up at Mount Wilson and everything. I thought it would be really cool, but let's cram over here a little bit.
Yeah, get in.
I don't know. Do you want to talk about what happened or what?
Yeah, what happened there? You guys go up front, man.
What did you do? You go first, Chris.
Here's
I
some
felt
notes.
I started off first projecting myself in Orion's belt. My firstborn son his middle name is Orion after my time on Skinwalker Ranch. I'd always see Orion's belt on my patrols, and so when he was born, I always wanted to have that connection. So that way, when he got older, he would always remember, or all of us remember, we're all connected to the stars, basically. So when I go into meditation mindset, I have 3 sons, and I try to align their spirits into the Orion's belt. And so at the start of the meditation, I projected myself in Orion's belt, basically standing in front of Orion's belt, like in the universe, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was trying to say, like we talked about, whoever's out here, please come and show or whatever. And then towards the second meditation, I put myself back on my time on Skinwalker Ranch, where I did a lot of meditation out there, a lot, to kind of tune into the frequencies out there. And so I was going through the motions of a normal day patrol, and I would end up at these rocks, a place called Meditation Rock, and I would lay there with the dogs all the time and just kind of project into the universe. And I kept doing that same routine, and that's where I was going, basically.
What would be interesting is if up at Skinwalker, if they had caught something on camera, if you were thinking about up there.
That would be wild, yeah.
You know, that'd be crazy.
I think we got a shooting star. We got 2 or 3 aircraft.
Nice. Couple
I
things
didn't
like that.
see any UAPs though. I don't.
So
I'd be interested to see what
Yeah,
the...
we were kind of all over the place to get UAPs, but you guys had some interesting consciousness.
Yeah, maybe step up and talk about what you saw on the screen a little bit,
Oh,
like
yeah,
what that
yeah.
means with the brain scans.
Yeah, what we saw is very similar to what we saw at Mount Wilson, where Carl and Chris were combined up. Chris would make a movement, and Carl's brain would light up as if he was interacting with it. Carl took a while to get into the meditative state and get
A
truly...
little bit distracted.
Yeah, a little bit. There were a lot of moving around,
Yeah.
not the best conditions, but especially at the cave, Carl went really deep. You eventually got there and you started to interact. We'd notice your right hemisphere light up, and then you'd have other action in your your sensory lobe.
So what'd you see this time?
Yeah,
You know,
please,
so
You ready?
Yes, that's
I
what
love
we're
these
here for,
things. Watch
guys.
this stuff.
So this was interesting. So I was doing the whole protocol where it's kind of like reverse remote viewing. So I'm like visualizing like I'm up in space, zooming in. And I was also kind of combining it with my meditation that I do where I visualize like a space that I'm in. Like it's kind of like a spherical space that I'm in. You would say like inside of a flying saucer, but it's not intentional. It's just like a cool lounge that I do meditation work in. But it's like kind of overlapping between this meditation visualization and doing the zooming in to over top of my house from outer space kind of point of view like the meditation does. And basically all of that kind of at one point merged together, and it was like I was zooming in from outer space, but I was like inside a spaceship. And I was zooming in, but it was like there was people standing around like about chest high, and then there was one tall person over my shoulder, and I kept trying to be like, whoa, like who are all these people and who's behind me? That was like the sensation that was really, really vivid, like a visual in my mind. When I was zooming in, it was like somebody was leaning over my shoulder and bumping into me, but then it was like I kept getting distracted and coming in and out of it. But it was like I went from visualizing it to like flying on a ship to visualizing it to flying on a ship. Like I don't know.
We saw that reflected in
So
your
like,
brain scan.
yeah, what did that look like on the computer while that was
You
going
go
on?
from very little activity or activity over.
You got to step in.
Yeah, you go from very little activity or activity over the right hemisphere, and then it would just blossom again. And we watched that a couple of times, just blossom up, and it was like, oh, he's doing something. Then it just go back down to baseline, a little bit of activity. But you did that a few times, so we know that when you do that, that's when you're expanding out within your visualization.
So we've done this before. One other time up at Mount Wilson Ranch in an indigenous cave, like a dwelling site, and we had like some pretty amazing results and other stuff from up at Mount Wilson Ranch. So yeah, we'll have to try and compare all of that once we process it all. But we just wanted to see what it was like live. Obviously, if we're not filming it under better controlled conditions, like we just kind of threw this together and wanted to share it with everybody so that other people could try it at home. So hopefully you guys got something interesting out of it.
That was the whole event. You know, I was here to go to Mount Wilson, and it just seemed like we had everything here to make an awesome live event. So really just happy it came together, and happy you guys were able to be here.
Make sure and check all the links down in the description below to find everybody and to learn more. And we'll probably do this again. We've already done it, so stay tuned on everybody's YouTube channels, Instagram, and stuff, because we're all starting to cover this from our own perspectives.
Can you Can you eat mushrooms and redo the stream if it's legal in Nevada? I think yeah, we can.
You could.
We
Maybe
gotta
at
talk
Mount
Chris
Wilson,
into-
I guess you could.
No.
Right? I don't know.
No, thanks for being here, everybody. Yeah, the idea was to get out there, do something fun, do something entertaining, show some of the technology, right? So you saw the night vision goggles. Basically, you saw the EEG stuff. You saw the actual the helmets.
So all of this stuff, like the Mind to Mind and everything, go over to Museum of Tarot. He has a lot of this stuff available, and the online stuff, the meditations, we're developing all of it. We want to do like clean, usable versions so that people can do this stuff at home and not have to worry about like where it's coming from and from who. So,
and if anybody's interested in building one of these headsets for themselves, I have a full tutorial series on how to do it for yourselves.
Yeah. So go check it out, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
It's awesome seeing familiar places over on my channel. So thanks for showing up for me, you guys, and everybody here. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Awesome show.
Cover everybody. See you. Have a
Love you
great
guys.
weekend. Peace out, everyone. See you.